Welcome to the Second Win Sports Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and
It's your boy Caesar Fantastic.
alongside,
JR the Golden Boy. What's up, y'all?
Yo,
what's up, brother?
yo.
How y'all feeling, man? We back in here again for another segment, breaking down this week's fights for the week, and some other news and topics about the Ryan Garcia racist rant. I think that's
This
what we're gonna start off with, Ryan Garcia and his racist rant. What you got to say about it, Jr.?
I want to go last. Go ahead, Mr. Caesar. I want to go last on this. Oh, God.
I mean, where do you unpack? You know what I'm saying? Where you start to unpack? You know what I mean? It's like, bro, how can you embrace a culture and then turn your back and shit on it? Basically,
Real
you know what I
talk.
mean? He came out with the rap song like during the build up. You befriending Tank. You know what I'm saying? You befriending all these black dudes. Tank done had your back through the PED scandal, and you
Yep.
shitting on him. And what really pissed me off the most was Clarissa. Like, you don't talk about a queen like that. Fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What you say
That's
about
you.
Clarissa? I didn't know nothing
He
about
was talking about her father and her little issues when she was a child and all that.
it. Oh wow.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
She gonna beat
Like,
the
nah.
dog mess out of him,
I
yo.
hope she do and everybody else do too. Like, man, nah, you don't do that, bro. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, it's like and you know me, bro. I backed Ryan like that was my boy. Like, I'm like, nah, Joe, Ryan, I like Ryan. He good for the sport. Out of here, bro. Nah, you get
Mhm.
out of here. It's no apologizing. It's nothing you could say. You you come back out on Twitter the next, today talking about, yeah, I apologize and I got issues with substance abuse and I'm going to
Now you do.
rehab. Now you do, yeah, all right, whatever. That don't make you racist, champ. You know what I mean? Like, nah, get out of here. Stand on it. Stand where you at. I know where you stand. So I always say, bro, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Salute. You let me know where you stand.
Salute.
I know where
Salute.
you stand, and yeah, stay there. Stay right
Yep.
there.
Exactly. You have
Yeah.
no business
But,
talking like that. No form of fashion.
hey, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. With no
Man, I
apologies. I don't want nothing.
I just watched on air one of my good homies, man. He got a boxer, Parkel. They talk about everything Christian guy, man. Shout out to all the Christians, man. But I'm gonna say this does not reflect all Christians; it reflect this guy. So he justifying why Ryan Garcia can talk like that. He put it on some shit about the Bible, the flesh. He went there about the flesh because the flesh is equal and all this and that. That he can say it. Like, come on, brother. Just because
Mm.
he practice your religion, he still can't disrespect
Can't disrespect
your group of
race.
people.
You can't disrespect
Exactly.
a person. For you to
Exactly.
say you this Christian and you this, and to
Exactly.
disrespect a person, any person.
Listen,
You know what I
the
mean? Like,
history
nah.
the history of nigger, the word nigger, Nigger, nigger
Mm-hmm.
was a derogatory term when when a guy was called the nigger, he was belittled, he was
Or
treated less
murdered.
than, he was murdered, he
Mm-hmm.
was raped, robbed. He was also enslaved to work for free and was called that derogatory name. My grandfather was haunted by that name. My grandmother didn't allow you to use that name or that word at
Mm-hmm.
all in no
Right.
form of flash. If our grandparents, most of our grandparents that was born in the 20s and 30s and 40s, they didn't
Mm-hmm.
allow that name to be used in the household. So Ryan
Mm-hmm.
Garcia, you ain't only disrespect me, You disrespected my ancestors, dude.
Yeah.
That's like you pissed on their graves, man. And I like Ryan Garcia as a fighter. I like what he did. But at the same time, all it takes is something like this for me to turn against you.
Yeah.
It's all
Right
it
here.
takes for something like this to really turn against you. You sit there, you're gonna disrespect my people overall. Okay, they use the word. They use the word they using that was planted in their mind every day. Y'all gotta remember, slavery don't just go away like they think it, like the USA expects it to for us.
Hey.
We are dealing with trauma passed down from generation to generation. My grandfather's generational trauma was passed down to his father, my father, to me. Now, my grandfather was 3 generations away from where? Slavery. He's born in the 1920s. You go back 40 more years from the 20s, is what?
Yeah.
I'm
Slavery. We still
45
not
years
even
old.
counting Jim Crow. We still not even counting Jim
Exactly.
Crow.
I didn't count Jim Crow. So you go back 4 years from 40 years from from 20s was 19
18,
1880
1880.
1890 1880 1880 to be exact. 1880. Now that means 1880 most likely his mother, his grandmother was about 50, 60. So one more generation beyond that is where?
You in it.
1865 is
You
where
in it. You in it.
you in slavery. So I go back from block, block, block. That's 3 generations. So his great grandma was a slave. So if his great grandma was a slave, grandfather was a slave, passed down that information to the grandson, his granddaughter. Now, once it get to his grandson, it got to my grandfather.
Yeah, oh, hold on. See, you gotta also remember after slavery abolished, then they called it sharecropping. You're gonna go do this work, and we're gonna sharecropping. But if I take all the shares, what's the sharecropping here?
Exactly, exactly. I was going to eventually go there too, but I wanted to let these jokers know because what they trying to do to us, these racist bastards is trying to do to us is they are trying to make us forget that slavery can be connected to us in this generation.
No, they want you to
Oh, it's
forget. That's why they
2024.
start they
They're trying to
starting to
make
not
us
Oh,
teach it.
forget about
it's
They
2024.
yeah.
2024 don't matter. If it's in you, it's in you.
Critical
exactly,
theory ain't gonna teach it to the next generation.
exactly. That's what they trying to say,
They
y'all. They
trying
trying
they
to
trying to they trying to take that out of school so they don't even know that their ancestors were slaves. So they
exactly.
won't know why you fuck. You don't even know why you fucked up.
Exactly, and that's why I'm trying to connect this, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Let them know. My grandfather, who was born in the 20s, I'm 45 years old, right? I'm 45 right now. So if my son have a child right now, the crack era still affects me. Y'all see where I'm going at now, right? So we and make the crack era similar to slave. I'm not talking about comparisons of the two. I'm talking about the era
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
slavery era and crack era.
Yeah.
The crack era was 86 when it started. So we gonna use that as the 86 and where it started but we're gonna make that into when slavery ended. We're gonna do it backwards. The effects of the crack era still affects my son's son to this day, if my son was to have a child right now. So it affected my grandfather still to this day from 20 to 30, 40 years ago. Because the information that he shares with my father goes to me. His trauma gets transferred to me, and his great grandfather trauma got passed down to him. So Ryan, when you use the word nigga, dude, F the niggas and this and that type of talk, you playing with generational trauma. You think it, see, that's what I be telling my sons when I talk to my kids every day, right? I explain to them, the black man pain has been immune to America. When we go through pain, America don't feel. They think pain is something we can endure easily. Like we just here to be fucking in pain all the time. They don't respect your pain. I say, let me tell you something. Your friend might go to your teacher, his teacher, with the same goddamn hurt finger, and I guarantee you he might get treated in a different manner than you do because they used to your pain. All they see on TV is your pain.
Mm-hmm.
All they see on the news is your pain. So you get jokers like Ryan around you, who all he knows he's immune to your pain. So you using the word nigga, he thinking you overcame pain because you use nigga amongst yourself.
And
But
you hanging
did,
around them.
Yeah.
and he hang around him. So, but when he meant nigga though, the way he was
they
talking,
still hanging with that nigga. The fact they still hanging with that man. And you say something like that, and you round me, slam nah, champ. I don't care, box or not, champ. Box or not, champ. You catching something?
I rarely use it because I don't want to give nobody excuse to use it.
Yeah.
Now you might catch me slip up. I'm mad. I'm trying to whoop a nigga's ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say I use it, but I don't use it around other folks.
Exactly. I don't need
You know what I mean?
I don't never do.
When we amongst each other, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But
yep, it'd be more of an upset me being upset with somebody. Ryan, you don't get a pass for this, man. Listen, nobody gets a pass for that word. Like I said, slavery is still embedded in our DNA through what our grandparents, great-grandparents went through. My grandfather said his grandfather was a slave. He told me that out his mouth. He remembers that. And JR, when you mentioned the sharecropping, where I got land down there in North Carolina right now. My mother and the family got land down there in North Carolina. My family worked that land as slaves.
Mm-hmm.
When he was 21 years old, he bought a piece of the land down there. They got tricked. The dude that owned the sharecropper said he was going to get that over to them when he passed. But you think the children, when he passed, the children said, hell nah, we ain't giving no. Hey, Ryan, people, the children said we are not giving no niggas none of that. No niggers. So you want to know about the word nigga and why it fucks with us when we hear somebody of another culture uses it. It's because when they referred to nigga to us, we was getting screwed over.
Mm-hmm. All the way around.
All the way around. When you was called a nigga, you damn near was on a tree. Hanging from a tree. Look at this nigga hanging from a tree.
Or tarred, or feathered, or skinned.
Shot with a water hose. It don't matter.
Don't matter. And anything when they use the word nigga, it was pain to us. They was inflicting some form of pain to us when the word nigga came out their mouth. So that's why we can use it to each other and you can't. Because you don't know our pain that we've been through that goddamn word. Mm-hmm. When I hear the word come out of another race of people, subconsciously, I'm ready to break some noses and some eyeballs. Yeah. Knock some chin bones off. Because I know you don't mean nigger. When you talking about nigger to me with the hard ER, you meaning you trying to...
The way he said it, Way he said it, and the disrespect George Floyd like that.
And like that.
Disrespect Floyd like that, nah.
We ain't accepting that. You don't get no pass for that, Slim. You might as well bow out of boxing forever.
Hey.
If not,
I ain't gonna lie. I want to see somebody beat the brakes off of. I know who I want to beat the brakes off of him too.
Tank again, whoever, man. Somebody.
I love Boosie.
Put him up in there, man.
I'm gonna tell you need to do it.
That ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna tell you need to do it.
They don't want him around Boots.
Who gonna need to do it? They gonna need, and the person who should do it should call him out this weekend after his fight.
Who? Shakur?
This weekend. Shakur.
I hope he do. I
Shakur.
hope he do it.
Shakur should call him. Look, bruh. Yeah, nah.
And Shakur-
He the first
Shakur-
one with a platform. He the first one with a platform.
He
First
should
one.
call this punk ass out.
He should, as soon as this fight over, be like, Ryan, bring your bitch ass outside.
And whoop his ass just like how Floyd beat the shit out of Turagati. And Turagati wasn't disrespectful in no form or fashion.
Never.
I'm just saying that's how the ass whooping I want to see. 12 rounds of beat down on this punk.
Just beat down. Yeah.
And the fucked up part about it is I liked the dude, man.
I did too. That's what I said. It hurt Jai for real. Like, cause I'm like, damn, my Jai like just started accepting you. Like,
Accepting his ass.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what, Ryan, all right, he got his little issues, you know what I'm saying? But he all right. But
you don't get
But
no,
see,
you don't
it's the
get
thing.
No pass for this thing,
the thing is the trolling.
thing. The trolling.
It's this new age trolling thing. It's this new age trolling thing that they think they could do everything online, and this, oh man, that's just the internet.
Right.
It's not, bro. It ain't just the internet. It ain't just a prank. You know, it's this shit real, bro. Like now you sort of try and back down, talk about, nah, I love black people.
Nah, man,
I love Muslims. Only thing I don't like is the PDFs, you know.
He's not getting that, man. He's not getting that pass. Some of y'all people that be around black people, man, that only see us from one side point of view of us being on the negative side of things, and we use nigga around each other and things of that nature. You got to go sit down with us, with our grandparents and our mothers and our fathers. Yeah. Sit down in a room with us one day and listen to the shit we really be talking about.
Listen to the real pain. You know what? You know what will piss me off? When Nick Cannon said what he said, they made him go sit down with them people.
Sit down with them people.
When they say anything about us, they don't make them come sit down with us.
They don't have to
make that man come sit down with us.
Sit down with us. Come sit with my grandmother's sister or somebody that's still alive that can tell you what it was like living in the South. Man, my Keisha's folks from Mississippi, they had to run from, and my folks the same thing. Her folks had to run from the hills and move into the Delta because they was gonna kill her great-grandfather. Because he wasn't going for it. Right. What happened with my story, my last name Hammond became Hammond because one of my great-grandfathers had to kill a white man in Georgia to move to South Carolina. They had to leave that night.
Yeah, you have to go that night.
Oh yeah,
that night
you have to go.
The mother had to get them out the house that night to move from
in a sundown town.
In a sundown,
yes, in a sundown town. Yes.
You don't think nigga came out when they had to do that work?
Oh man.
Oh, nigga was out there with party cards and to kill a goddamn man in the damn in the early 1900s. So that word right there is disrespectful, Mr. Ryan. I can guarantee you, we all three of us can go back and trace our stories of what they've been through and what in America, Mr. Ryan Garcia. Every black man was inflicted. Nobody was fucking given a break. Every last one of us in this goddamn country had to suffer in some form of fashion. Every last one of us. They didn't spare no one in this country. We all got pain from that bullshit of slavery, being called nigger, being persecuted in this country. Every last one of us in this country suffered behind the hands of slavery, Jim Crow, the crack era, and still suffering today.
Still, to this day.
And guess what they do? That's why they create movies and shit to make you feel the way you feel, because you used to our pain. So you don't respect it because you used to it, because the media, the news, the movies, the rap culture, they make it become goddamn immune to you people that are not me. You immune to my pain, America. I'm going to get off Ryan. I'm going to get on the country. You are immune to our pain, America. That's why when you see us, when you see something like George Floyd's situation, you're immune to it. Mm-hmm. When you see Something like when one of them boys gets shot by a police officer every day, you're immune to it. When you see the pain that we cause amongst each other by inflicting it with your music that you are the goddamn head of,
Why you let them control our music, bro?
and you are ahead of it, so guess what? You make it to the point where the country is immune to it. Not only are you immune to it from that perspective, you even making it now to the point where black millionaires could fuss every day on a reality TV show so you won't pay us reparations. Your whole intentions are to do one thing. Don't them niggas are not worthy of money. We're gonna put millionaires on TV and we're gonna make them become bickering to each other so we can say, look at these niggas when they become millionaires. They are not worthy of us giving our dollars to that we owe them for the back pain of their slave grandparents and great grandparents. Y'all make everything immune. We're dealing with a wicked beast that sits around and does things generations. He plans generations, man. He don't plan for today. That's why Ryan Garcia can come on here and say things like that because he don't know better. He think the word niggas is some endurement. That's some pain. That's pain, bro. We don't endure shit from that, but pain. So you
or not knowing, or not knowing that, or not knowing that the reason why a lot of that started with black people saying it was because of, from what I was told and watching different documentaries, when NWA came out with their records and going at the police, it was like, oh, you want to call me this all the time while you beating on me? All right, well, guess what? I don't care as much no more. Yeah. And that's where it stems from. But they don't. He probably does. Yeah, he didn't know. He probably doesn't even have a clue about that part.
We use it to take the power away from it, so we minimize the pain of it.
That's right.
We're using it to minimize the pain of it. But if somebody of another culture or that's not of us, they not like us, Kendrick voice, use it.
Come on now.
It's not. It don't hit the same.
It don't.
But here's the thing. You know, I sat back and listened to both of y'all, and you know that somebody very near and dear to me is Latino, Uncle Nesto. He's not my real uncle, but he boxed with my dad for years, just like Uncle Sheet. So I always called them my uncles, and he's Panamanian. And for Ryan to have family members, and you know that they came from, you know, Mexico and had to work their way up and, you know, things like that and get to where they were, you don't see no black person just randomly calling you the S word if y'all know what that means. You don't never say the WB word to you. You know, will never say stuff about water, I'll just say, around you or like that to you or things like that. Never. And it's funny to me because this is a guy who, in a sense, is, from what I learned around my Latino close friends, they can't stand it. Just like Italian families, they can't stand it when you grow up here and you don't speak Italian. You know, you grow up here and you don't speak Spanish. And Ryan doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, a lick of it. And so it's like I'll never forget one Spanish girl I was in med school where she said, Ryan's a gentrified Mexican. I was looked at her, I said, oh my God. She broke it down to me. She said it's a lot of people in our culture who they want to be white or things like that, and they don't even want to speak the language. They don't want to speak the language. And all they do is, it's kind of like putting on a cosplay a little bit.
That's right.
Of how they, whatever they're around, they adapt to, and that's what they be. And this dude, let's be real here. Let's unpack this with Ryan. Let's just go all the way to his upbringing. This guy came up in the amateur ranks. You were around Shakur. You were around Malik Jackson. You were around Devin Haney. You went and played video games and hung out after tournaments with Devin Haney. You were around a lot of black fighters. You took a lot of things from black fighters. But this is a guy who, and the sad part is, I'm not surprised nor mad at none of this. And I'm going to tell
Right.
you why. Because of his character from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me, anybody who goes onto my page and go all the way back to the beginning, I've always said, even if I don't like you, I always want to see you make your money if you know what that 3 minutes feel like.
No, no.
And I didn't. I like the people. Okay, they trying to make another Golden Boy type of thing. All right, cool, 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 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept it straight to his skill set. That he was still kind of in the end. He didn't really improve as a professional, but until he got to Canelo, things like that. But this is a guy who's always made excuses for himself. And this is me talking coming from being the son of a guy named Hard Work, who's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you have your illness, you don't make no excuses for it. You got
That's
to
right.
come in twice better shape because you have a slight disadvantage. So you got to be on top of your game at all times. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse if you lose. You just got to make sure everything is on point. That's literally my mindset, like how he raised me to be. And I was always raised, when you walk out this house, boy, when you walk out this house, you represent your last name, this household,
That's right.
and your skin tone.
That's right.
When you walk out this house, you
You
never know
saying
who watch it. And I couldn't, basically the point I'm making is that always made me have to face things. I couldn't run from nothing. You gotta face it. And this is a guy who's always ran from everything. Everything is an excuse. Everything has always been an excuse from the
mm-hmm.
jump. And this is a guy who had the skids greased for him. He was, oh, he had everything set up perfectly for him. And he played the role early on. Did the right
Yep.
things early on.
Yep.
And then he started making the excuses. He don't want to train this way. He doesn't want to do this. And there was always an excuse. And then you started to hear the things creep out of the Canelo camp about he comes there, puts on his cup, puts on his outfit, goes in there. I still smile every time I see that. I appreciate that. But he goes in there and he'll shout about for 5 minutes, leave. And next thing you know, you see a video of him on a helicopter going to Vegas. Or he's going in there while his girlfriend or his wife is pregnant at the time. You're going on a date with a TikTok artist. And made an excuse about that. Made an excuse about Canelo. Made an excuse about Eddie Reynoso. You made an excuse about the Tank fight. But you signed the deal. Like, and I'll go back to I always go back to my dad for certain reasons because of all the stories I heard about him. My father didn't make no quarrels about when he lost to that bigger dude. He just said, I lost. He didn't. I'm like, Dad, the dude, from what people tell me, was huge. Like, all these people telling me this story. He said,
Mm-hmm.
this till this day. So, I lost. I performed well, but I just lost. They didn't make no excuses up it. I took the fight. I thought I could get him. Big deal. It's over with. Like,
That's a man right there, though.
he will not. It's been, when was that fight? 93, 94? He will not he will not make an excuse for it. Like, and it's not even like an excuse. It's like we as the fans are like saying we understand type of thing.
Yeah.
He won't. No, man. No. You won't take it.
He mad
won't
up.
take
Said,
it.
I accept it. I accepted it. I wanted it. I'm manning up. Yeah, he got me.
Exactly. And will make jokes about it till this day. Till this day, will make jokes about the fight. He's like, man, I didn't know they was mad. Oh my God! I was like, he'll make all these jokes. He will not make an excuse up. So this is what I'm coming up behind, a certain discipline. And this dude has always had his hand held.
Yep.
He's always sat there and had people find a way out for him. And then as he grabbed the money, he became, I hate to say this, but he became what the old timers used to say back in the day. Another bum with money in the gym.
Real talk.
And this is way before this incident. And I'm watching this guy, and he's taking the game that is in the palm of his hands. Cause he's the next golden boy. You got all these girls showing up. It's just like Oscar over. All these girls coming to the fight.
Yep.
All these guys coming to the oh my god. Like cause they just want to see like he's the next guy. And then you have the parents from East LA back then and from Oxnard and all these telling and mind you, East LA, Oxnard, these are the strawberry fields family.
Right. Right.
And for people who don't know, go Google that. If you don't know, matter of fact, go look at Jose Ramirez's past interviews and watch him talk about it.
Right.
They're telling their kids, man, it's just like when Oscar used to fight. When Oscar used to fight, everything stopped. Oh my goodness, you know. Yeah. So it's like that all over again. And this dude took that, and then he starts to literally shit on it. Literally, because it went from yes, you're bringing in millions of people to watch you fight, which is great for the sport. Appreciate it. Bring it back to the old days. Good. But you have to also, there's a responsibility that comes with that. That you have to stay true to the game, to the end. You do certain things to hype the sport up. You do certain things to hype the casuals up to come in. And unfortunately, we're in a generation of minds where a lot of things are not. It's like there's no limit to the nonsense that you do to get some attention now. And instead of doing it to, all right, I'm gonna stay true to the sport. I ain't gonna embarrass the sport, and I'm just gonna make sure I keep it status quo. We're talking about I'm gonna punish this dude, whatever. He ain't on my level. And the fans, whatever, cool. He took that and then it became the nonsense with the partying. Then you hearing about, I'm going to keep it all the way right. I had people hitting my phone about this dude saying that, man, he needs money. I'm like, what? Ain't no way in hell that boy need money right now. They said, man, that boy gambling that money away. I said, what? Man, I'm hearing this. There is videos before anybody can say anything to me about my sources and what people were hitting my phone up. I'm going to tell y'all right now one hard lesson I learned about the fight game. Boxing is not a barbershop. It's a hair salon.
Real shit. Real shit. You ain't never lied, bro. You ain't never lied. God damn. Never lied. Remember I used to say shit like that back in the days.
I grew up there. I grew up in that, man.
It's a gossipy joint.
Man, people worse than the six in the hair salon, man. You ain't never lied.
Man. And people don't get that. And there's videos on YouTube. You can go search them right now with different guys that are streamers and poker players and guys who aren't professional poker players, but they stream it and they become fans of doing it and they start doing it and maybe they start playing, stuff like that. And then they said they called Ryan. What was it? They said they called him a fish or a big fish or something like that, where they knew they was gonna get money out of him. Yeah. He's gonna show up and he's gonna blow it, type of thing. And this dude, next thing you know, you're hearing another thing from this guy, this woman, that woman, this one. He's here, he's there, and then he makes another excuse. You literally went on these whole rants. Dude, you around dudes. You could do that with the casual fans, but the ones who grew up in this sport, you forget, man. You're not the first of your kind, Ryan. There's plenty of fighters. You could go back to the early 1900s, that were good fighters, but nowhere near up to their potential because of stuff they were doing outside the ring. And I always tell fighters, you good now. But the real discipline shows up when now you're not fighting every month. You're not fighting every 3 months. Now you're fighting every 6 months, every 8 months. And now instead of you taking a week off after a 12-round fight or 10-round fight, now you're taking a month off. Now you're taking 3 months off. And that same excuse is always the same excuse. I had over 100 amateur fights, all these sponsors, so I need to rest. And that's partially true. But you cannot use that as a full excuse because sooner or later your body's gonna say, I can't keep switching back and forth, bro.
Oh, it's already doing it. That's why he moving up weight classes after every fight. After every fight, I gotta go to 147 now. You just got the 140, like you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? He just got the 140. He never fought at 140. He did the Adrian Broner route. He did the one. Man, I fight at 144 pounds. That's what he was doing. Your brother just did the same thing.
Say it, bro.
Your brother just did the same thing, and you applauded it, bro.
I'm assuming he might have told him to do it. That might be like that's gonna be our new thing, bro. Come on, let's do this. Let's go in 3 pounds over. It's ironic he went in exactly 3 pounds over.
Cause we could pay the fine. We getting enough money from endorsements and things like that. We could pay that fine. We ain't worried about that. We spank him. We move forward.
Ironic, he went in exactly 3 pounds over too.
And the thing that gets me is that this guy, every opportunity that this guy has had to get it right, there's something on it. This is the thing that really pissed me off. And you know, Uncle She, you know how, like, I'm gonna just keep it blunt for the fans that's watching. Uncle She knows how sick I was when I was a little kid. It wasn't pretty. So I remember, I could tell this quick story. I sparred a couple years ago at Dusty's gym, and I think I sparred like 2 guys. I did 8 rounds, and I did 4 righty, 4 lefty, and they all come around the ring, start watching. And it was Santos, Dad, Lulu, and Dusty and all them, and they called, I'm not gonna say the fighter's name, but they called a particular fighter over there to the ring to watch, and they all watching, and like, man, I said, and Dad was like, Lou gonna work with you. So I go to Santos' dad, and he goes, man, I ain't got nothing to tell you. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, why are all these people watching? So then when the time was up, he said, get out. So I get out the ring, and they said, and I'll never forget these words Dusty said. It was the great Dusty Hernandez Harrison said, man, if you knew how good he is, under the circumstances he's under, you wouldn't cheat the sport the way you do. That's what he said to this other fighter. He said it wasn't like, it was bad, bro. He said to the kid, he said, like, you know, he said, do you know him? He said, yeah, it's you to go. He said, yeah, but do you know him? Like, do you know his backstory? And he was like, nah. He said, man, you know, like, he said he got injured, right? He said, nah, it wasn't necessarily injured, because Gary Russell would tell people, yeah, he got an injury. And he was like, man, if you knew, he said, bro, it was bad, bro. None of us knew, because he was that good and he was doing that well. No one knew until next thing you know, he just fell out, and then he went to the doctor or whatever. He said, man, because Buddy and Dustin can come to the hospital. He's like, man, if you knew what he goes through and how good he was, you wouldn't cheat the sport the way you do. So if you're going to do this, don't BS it and then come in here and ask this particular guy for advice. And I looked at that, I said, Dusty, chill. I said, Dusty, chill. You ain't got to do that, bro. And he was like, nah, bro, because he be bullshit. No, I was like, you know, and this kid will sit there, have a big fight coming up. Oh, I'm having a mental thing. Knowing that over the past 2 years, it's been a big deal about mental health now. Like, they're making a bigger thing. Bigger thing. Like, you're literally having college days where, like, my girlfriend's in med school, and I was like, you over no class today? She said, nah, it's a mental health day. Like, it's literally a thing now. Yeah, it's actually a thing now. And then the next thing you know, a week later, I see this Bama up at, I think it was the Conor McGregor weigh-in. I forget what it was. But he just is partying and, like, nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong. But you got but you just turned down this big fight. And then it would be another mental health thing. Then it was the wife thing. Then it was your health. Then it was the daughter. Then it all of a sudden now, it's like, okay, he's trolling. He's doing the Dennis Rodman thing. He's taking the Dennis Rodman route a little bit. He wants to try to come out of his shell a little bit. But then you start to see it was a little outlandish how he was doing it. It's like, okay. All right, now you really looking stupid for no whatever reason you want to, but go for it. And he's continuing to do it. And now you get to the fight with Devin. This is the show. And you know going into this fight, if you lose, you are literally your pay grade about to get cut in half, right? As Andre Ward said.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dirty things in the sport. I'm not gonna lie. You have a lot of things that can happen, and some of the most far-fetched things you would never think can happen backstage or with this or with that. It can happen. But you can also say, I wonder if because you knew that your back was against the wall with this fight, we know for sure you purposely came in at 144. You could say I used the towels and I did this. I just couldn't make it no more. Bullcrap. You didn't even fight one fight at 140.
Yeah.
You didn't even try. And you say, for people who don't know, when you're fighting, working your way up the ladder, you might get a +2. Like, all right, you got to come in at 140 +2. You might get a 2-pound cachet.
Uh-huh.
Right. Or you might get a +1 or whatever as you're coming up the ladder. It sometimes happens. That's why you look at certain guys' box recs. You'll see it may say 137. And you're like, huh? Like, whatever.
But
and it's like, nah, it was the contract was a +2 or whatever.
Yeah.
You coming in there, and I'm hearing these stories. You're coming in 4 hours late to the press conferences. You come in and I'm hearing it from multiple people that you smell of alcohol. Well, it's just Devin who said it. Just some other people aren't Devin to get the interview.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy comes into it and he was partying. You could tell from the fight he been partying. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he was in some shape. He was in some shape. But he would go in there. He would go Mr. T. Remember Mr. T in Rocky 3? He would throw all these bricks. Then he'll settle down. Then he'll throw all these bricks again. Then he'll settle down. And then each time he would get exhausted. He'll get to running. But by that time, Devin was already hurt twice. And it was taking him longer and longer to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's harder to capitalize. And he's so worried, like, dang, I'm still slightly hurt. So it's a little difficult for me to just go in without getting caught. Exactly. So this dude will start taking off running around the ring. Taking off running. Suck up some wind. Take the half a round off. Sit down on the stool. Take the first minute and a half off the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll start throwing bricks again.
Mm-hmm.
He'll throw 1 or 2 shots, add a 2 or 3. Then he starts throwing the bricks. Mm-hmm. He'll shoot all his stuff again, get exhausted. Mm-hmm. And it's when you see a fighter do that, the way I was taught to look at fighters from the bottom up. I was always taught to watch fighters from the bottom up, from the feet up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh boy, you've been partying. You've been partying a lot, ain't you? You've been partying a whole lot. Because when you party a lot and your body gets tired of trying to snap out of it, it doesn't want to go hard for 3 minutes like it used to anymore. That's when the injuries and everything else catches up. And that's when you have to milk round. That's when you start to get older and you realize how to milk rounds. You realize how to get this off, control around a little better, ring generalship a little bit better. And this, I'll give an example. Sweet Pea. Mm-hmm. Remember Sweet Pea? People tried to keep it under wraps that he was partying.
Yeah, no, Sweet Pea was he was out there.
Sweet Pea was out there. Sweet Pea was out there.
Sweet Pea.
Man, the stories I heard from older fighters, he will still whoop your ass.
Yeah. And come from the club to the fight, beat the shit out.
Go and tell the story. I mean, It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Another one, Hector Camacho. Camacho come to the club, take 2 bumps. Next thing you know, dude bump into him or try to start one day. And it wouldn't be like, oh, I want to try Hector Camacho. It would be a gang type thing where because of what he used to do before he blew up, it was there he go. And he'll go, all right, cool, man, let's go down this alley. And then you go down the alley, come down, come back. He was a dirty fighter. Like, a lot of the street stuff he used to do, he did it in the ring where he would sit there, pull step, hold your head, boom, turn back over, lock your leg, turn you, and then throw you. I was like, God, oh, he roughing you up, bro. Doing it with finesse.
He was slick with it. Well, he real sweet.
Same thing. I told this story 1,000 times. The Edwin Rosario fight that ruined him. He was never the same after that night, and he admitted it in the dressing room when he sat there and said, "I can't keep getting away with it. I gotta take it serious." And each time he'll try to, like the story with him going to Mexico, trying to, he had the cocaine in the car. Man, he tried to throw it out the car. Man, I'm done with this. Go to the hotel. Friend wake up. Man, where he at? Man, this man was out there digging where he threw it at, trying to find it, like looking around trying to find it. But and then the last person I could think of, off the top of my head. Twin.
I'm about to say Twin.
AB?
Yeah, Twin. But
AB.
Other guys who just didn't take it serious, but yeah, Twin was that party guy, yeah.
Twin could not when he wanted to get it right, it was too late. When he wanted to get it right, it was just too late. And so that all equates to Marcus Ryan. He's sitting going there, and he's relying on that hook. You know it's coming. You know it's coming, but he has a gifted left hook. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, you know how people talk about me and my dad's hook like it's really 6-inch, how me and my dad throw our hooks. The Russells, but you see most guys throw their hooks like this. Yeah. It's a little bit of a whine. Yeah. I was told with that 6-inch, just drop it on them, and drop your shoulder, drop the weight, sit on it. When I'm at the Russells, not everybody can throw their hook like the Russells. You will fuck your shoulder up if you try to throw that hook like the Russells. Yeah, because the way they do it, and they told me, and sometimes I would do it if I felt like I had the guy. But like when you do it, they coming from back here. They pull it, and they sometimes I heard this. But when they do it, instead of going through the target, they wanted to feel like you ran into a pole and you just stopped. Instead of it being going through your face, they wanted to feel like a
boom, like that. Like you got hit with a baseball bat,
and you stiff it. And Ryan's hook, he's another one. Yeah, it's like a whip. And the sad part is with his hook, as soon as he loses 2/10 of my freaking word, 2/10 of a second. Once he loses 2/10 of a second on that hook, his career is over. Yeah. 2/10 because you're at a height where you're fighting at where you only can make 1/10 of a second of a mistake. That because I was telling Trey and Frankie, where y'all going? Fix it all now, because we was talking about something, and I said, right now where y'all fighting, you got a whole second to make a mistake and get away with it. A whole second. Now probably where y'all started, you got a whole second. Where y'all at now, you got a whole half a second. Half to make. But as you get to the top 15, you got 3/10 of a second. You get to the top 10, you got 2/10 of a second. You get to the top 3, you got 1/10 of a second, and it could cost you your life. And it will ruin you. And I learned that when my slickness was put to the test with certain guys. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was like, he moving, he fainting, I'm fainting. Like, what's up? Like, I mean, and his hook, you throw it like that, you not only, like with the rugby, when you heard this, With Ryan, so you'll hurt this and this. Cause
Yeah.
he just,
Yeah, it's just a good pop.
and
Yeah.
he just, and next thing you know, you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows it. And with the partying he's been doing, I don't know how much you heard on Kushi, but I said that basically he's he has been partying because he's no different than when you party so hard and you try to snap out of it again. Sometimes your body don't want to go hard for 3 minutes no more consistently. So then you learn how to try to steal rounds. You learn how to try to milk around and things like that. And perfect example, Sweet Pea. People trying to keep under wraps. Sweet Pea was partying for a little while. Only the fighters knew. But then it started to get out. Then you had Hector Camacho. Hector Camacho didn't give a damn what you knew. But,
He was just like, whatever.
oh my God. He didn't care. But then you had Adrian. You had Twin.
Yep.
And it's when your body don't want to do it no more. And it's like, okay, this dude has every single time had an excuse to find a way out of something. And then it turns into, for the longest time, oh man, I haven't been doing no drugs, I've been doing nothing, I ain't been doing anything. But yet, you were in the press conference, you said, I smoke pot and I drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you said a lot of people in here do, and they cheer for him. And then Devin said, that's cool, but you forget we fighters. We're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got younger fighters and the amateurs looking at us.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he told them. Then you professed for the longest, even before then, up to then, after then, that I don't do anything. See, look, all my tests, all my tests, or whatever. But I can hear in his voice, I can hear it in his nose how he's talking. I'm like, but I ain't want to assume anything.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't my business. So I'm like, this kid, I know he ain't out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you are in Los Angeles, because I think that's where he moved. And also he has a spot in Texas, I believe. And things get a little crazy as you make more money. You got to really, really stay grounded.
Yeah.
And now you do some sucker shit, and now I have substance abuse issues.
Yeah, now I got him. Now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right, whatever.
You see a pattern with this dude. It's a pattern with this guy.
Yeah.
Every time
Like
he finds a way out.
It's always an excuse. He find an excuse.
He finds a way out.
But for me, like I said, man, all that other stuff, cool. I was with you. Hey, whatever. Forget the pizza party people. Bet. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you start talking about, I hate blacks. I want to bring George Floyd back. I want to kill him again. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Then, like I said, Clarissa just over the top, like, boom, to go on that woman like that. Like, it's no excuse. It ain't an excuse. You can't give me an excuse for that. You can't say, I got a drug problem.
Oh, my bad.
I know a lot of people with drug problems who ain't bugging out like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not no excuse, bro. What was you saying?
This kid, unfortunately, we will see him again. Yeah. It will be a pay-per-view, and it will sell because everybody loves a car wreck.
Oh yeah, everybody gonna want to see
everybody. Everybody stops for the car wreck, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he unfolds with this. But if he's been doing this long enough to where he can't change it. He won't change it. Nah, he's always made an excuse. He's always found a way out. And he's going to do it. He's going to do it again. And we're all going to try to be, now he's going to, be on the sense of the Floyd Mayweather thing, whereas everybody gonna try to tune to see if he gonna get his comeuppance.
Nah, he's going to get his ass beat.
And I don't think so. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because when he got caught with the body shot from Tank, watch that tape again. Like, just fast forward it to the knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
When you get hit with a liver shot, because the shot did touch his liver, but it was right on the rib as well. So supposedly it was a rib injury.
Yeah,
and then the weight cut made that rib injury much more sore.
Yeah.
I understand that, dealt with it, I get it. But I know guys like my god brother, Sweet G, Gary Russell Jr., that shoulder should have been fixed after the Olympics. He tore that thing in the amateurs. I'm putting it out there. He been had that problem with that shoulder. And he was a dog to the end. And he almost pulled that shit off with Mark Maxwell.
Yeah.
He
did.
Yeah. They just wanted to get it off of him. Yeah. Tyrell Biggs, broken collarbone, couldn't really breathe properly. Finds a way. Jared, I could throw my old friend Jared in there. Mm-hmm. When I told him, just in case one day you get cut, prepare yourself. Because the way you fight, it may happen. And he showed up when it happened. He showed up. I'm so proud of him.
Dog.
And he found a way. Ray Leonard, seeing 3, found a way. Inoue, seeing 3, he found a way.
Mm-hmm.
And from experience, anyone could go look at the footage. Well, not the footage of the sparring, because Juice has it, but Juice tells the story at Thump Yard, where I'm in there with a 11 and I forget I think it was 11-2 or something like that. I forget, but it was a top prospect pro, and I'm outboxing him, I'm doing fine. Shit. I go pull it. I pull it. I'm on the outside. Boom. I pull in. Dad, like, good. All right, don't stay there. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to pivot out right when he says it because he knows.
Yeah, he's waiting.
So, so I'm waiting. Like, I'm thinking of counting in my head 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So I go, ta, 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 ta. And then I go to turn this way, and he threw the body shot.
Boom.
As I'm turning.
Yeah.
And I go, good.
That's that what you say, 0.3 of a second?
Man,
you gave him that 3/10.
Man, what? And I literally did this. This is how it went. Oh, good body shot, George. I'm like, I swear, Juice got the footage. I have no shame. It was more like Gaddy. But that's why I want to bring this up. When I was down, I'm literally counting in my head like it's a fight. 1, 2, fuck. And I'm like, if I could get the footage from Juice, Dad said, let him get up. Dad like, who Dad is? And I'm like, I'm punching the ground and my body was trembling. Like I'm trying to I only been dropped twice. And that was the first one I told you with the hook, the blind hook I got hit with and the body shot. And I would literally look at the rope like, no, don't use the rope unless you absolutely have to. Mm-hmm. Because you grab the rope and they see it's like, oh, I'm jumping on you. Yeah. So I'm like, no. And I tried to reach for the rope and my hand was trembling.
Right.
And I was like, no, come on, I worked too hard. Like, I did everything right. Snap out of it. And it was like 6, 7, and literally my calves is trembling. Mm-hmm. And I think I got up like barely at 8 or 9 in my head. No one's counting, but I'm counting in my head.
Yeah.
And I finished it. And Juice said he got up. And he went right back to boxing. He boxed the boy ears off and he finished it.
Yeah.
I finished it.
Yeah.
And when you get hit with that shot, go look at Gotti's face. It was like somebody shot Gotti.
Mm.
It's like, oh, it's like somebody just shot him, and he just went down. Even Oscar, it's like, and like you could see Oscar was trying his damnness to get up.
Oh yeah,
and it just wasn't happening. The way Devin went down, the way that Ryan went down when Tank touched him, Ryan literally went back like it was a quick shock.
Yeah,
it wasn't because it was like, oh, I'm a little hurt, but it's more my rib than the liver.
Yeah.
And he literally took the knee. But if you look in his eyes, and I done looked in enough fighters' eyes to know it.
He knew it was coming.
He looked down. He did this. He winced for a second. And it was a legit pain that he did feel when he winced. I could tell by the wince. But he looked at Tank. Watch the tape. He goes like this, and he goes, and then he looks at Tank. He looks at Tank for a second, and he looks away. He looks down. But as soon as the fight stops, he gets right up.
He hopped up.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because he knew. And I know that look. Tank had that. Tank is like it. And I never forget with Sean Porter. I talked to Sean Porter, and Sean Porter said on there, he said, something about y'all DC Maryland fighters. Y'all want to take people's souls. Y'all ain't just trying to beat people. Y'all trying to take their manhood.
Yeah.
And
you always talk about,
you don't think he
DC
looked over?
like, that body. We go body. Oh, body. We gonna kill you.
All you hear is walk him down, and then everything. Make him quit. Him quit, and then everything changes after that. Like, man, my friend, man, don't you take another fucking man? Hey, man, don't you take another backward step? You take another backward step, and you come to this corner, I'm gonna hurt you, man. Sorry, hard work. I had to put that out there. But he did it so smooth, though. Dad did it so smooth. Man, you take another backward step, because I was out boxing, I was circling the C pattern. And he said, man, you got this dude dead to rights. What you waiting on?
You got him. Press.
Yes. And, man, you don't think when he went here and then he looked up and he saw Tank eyes, I don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah. No, he knew, and then he knew Tank knew. Oh, that's hurt.
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
Tank knew before the fight.
Before the fight, yeah. Yeah, as I said, he knew Tank knew.
And you looking at Tank and you know some switches in that kid Tank. Like, I've had a killer instinct, yeah. I've gotten a good rep for having a good killer instinct, knowing how to finish. The Ray Leonards from here to Jared Hurst, many guys, But, and the list goes on. Jaleel Hack is another killer. Oh, my God. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Anybody, you can pick anybody from this area. But Tank, man, I don't know what it is. You literally hear him punch people and he goes as he's trying to hit you. Now he going like it's something else. And you don't think Ryan didn't think to himself, fuck getting up and trying to curl. Cause some guys go curl, take a headshot, take the headshot. They're just trying to tell their body heal. You don't think he didn't think of Leo and think of, hell, look at what just happened to Frank Martin. But Frank Martin went out on his shield. Frank Martin went out on his shield.
Yeah, he did. He did. I got to salute Frank for that, man.
Frank was catching up to Frank 2-3 rounds before that, hurting him a little bit, like breaking him down. And Frank was, I'm ready, I'm here.
Yeah, Frank came to fight. I salute Frank for that, man. But Tank got him.
And
you was mentioning them local fights, man. We gotta get to these local fights we had here.
So I don't think he's gonna get his butt whooped. I think he's gonna find a way out when he starts to get his butt whooped. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his next fight somebody gonna want to crack him. Yeah, but yeah, we gotta get to these local fights that we had here over the weekend. a Lamont Roach card. But before that, I'm gonna pay some bills real quick.
The Second Wind Sports Media and DMV Boxing Legend would like to introduce to you our new sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, El Paso Mexican Restaurant, located at 6151 Richmond Highway, Alexandria, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have El Paso Mexican Restaurant. Also, if you're looking to pregame every fight night, amateur or pros, come out to El Paso Restaurant. They will guarantee you a discount. All you have to do is say you that DMV Boxing Legend and the Second Wind Sports Media sent you, you will get a discount.
Yo, yeah, make sure y'all go out El Paso Restaurant.
Yeah, man. Big Roy. That's my man.
Yeah,
That's my man.
doing it big out there. So we had the card, man. Lamont Roach and Fergal McCrory card put on by Pro Box, man. What you think about it, man? What you think about it?
Man, Lamont made a statement. Period. Lamont made a statement. All that he couldn't punch, mess, and all, different people trying to say underlying things, throughout his career that, he all great box, good, solid C pattern. Man, I don't care. Nobody say no excuses. Second is like C pattern, second to none.
Right.
No excuse, C pattern, second to none. Oh my, it's such a beautiful thing to watch. But I swear, like I could watch them shadow box and do they C pattern. Just watching them do the C pattern, I could watch it for 30 straight minutes. And enjoy it. Yeah. And Lamont shut everybody up and put it on notice that, oh, no. There's a different guy that from the kid that was still developing as a professional when he fought Herring and razor thin lost. Now, I would love to see him fight and unify with O'Shaquie Foster.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get there. O'Shaquie.
And then Navarrete. Those are two big money fights back to back. But there is a chance of both being back to back wars. But he deserves, long overdue, deserves that stage, the big push, and the money. He long overdue deserves it, because I got him beating both guys.
Yeah, I do too.
I got him beating. I got him pissing Navarrete off.
Yeah.
I got him pissing Navarrete off all night, and then late pushing, like trying to muscle him, and similar to the Garcia fight, but just as active as the McCrory fights, almost. If you get what I'm saying. I could see that. I mean, another one was Jordan Roach. I like that they put him in there with a guy 19 fights.
Yeah, Jordan jumped out there. He jumped out there with somebody with some experience, man, but he showed out, bro.
Man.
Showed out. I mean, he showed all that amateur experience just showed up. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, sharp. I said, oh, yeah, he going to move fast.
Yeah, they gonna move him fast.
They gonna move
Benji went out there, put his goodness. Then got Double R, the real Double R. I always said the real Double R. Rihanna Rios coming in and snatching the WBA.
She was in tough Spanish girl. She was in tough with a tough girl, and like she did what she had to do to pull that off. But that was a tough fight, bro. And salute to her for standing strong in that joint, because the girl, she was a pure pressure fighter. She was coming forward the whole time. She wasn't backing down, and Rihanna had to figure out how to, slow her down a little bit, so salute to that. But that was
heck yeah. Sniper, enough said. Scooter, enough said. Sharpshooter, man, got them rounds in that I feel like he needed a little bit, but he could. And the reason why I say he needed the rounds, because of the platform he was on. He could show all his skills. It was like I think for him, it was an audition a little bit. That fight, and he showed his craftsmanship all from the beginning to the time he stopped him.
Yeah.
And
Greg did his thing.
Torito going in there and getting oh my God, Torito was doing his thing against Abrego. And for him to come back and do it on such a big stage, man, I'm so proud of Torito. Like, just that whole card was electric. And Lamont shut the show down in the end.
Shut it down, man. You know, I can't salute him more, man. He did what he had. Fair go brought his contingent. You know, the Irish was in there representing. And hey, shut him down, man. Shut him down. Between them and the crowd, we it was a battle in there. I'm trying to tell you all out. It was a wonderful atmosphere. I love it, man. Y'all ain't make it out, man. Y'all missed it, because that was championship boxing atmosphere at its finest, man. You know, the battle of the crowds, no drama, no nothing, just you know, the battle of fans. Nah, my man gonna win. Nah, your man. You know what I'm saying? Just that type of battle was it was beautiful to see, man, and I want to see more. I want to see more of that in the area, man. So next time, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't make it to this one, make sure you make it to the next one. Definitely. DMV said he wants to see Roach versus Fulton. Fulton ain't moved up yet, though. But
no, he ain't moved up yet, so we can't say that yet. He ain't moved up yet.
But that would be a good one. Fulton gonna have to show he can handle that kind of pressure, though. You know. So, but that'll be a good one.
So what you think about tomorrow? Before we close this thing out.
Before we close it out, that was the DMV next question was about to be, what do we think about Abdullah Mason getting added to the card? Hey, any chance I get to see Abdullah Mason, I'm in. You know?
Need something stronger than this ginger ale?
Who was that? Somebody said Abdullah done passed Shakur as the second best in that joint, in that division.
Nah.
I mean, you know, they was being funny. They was saying because Shakur was boring or whatever, but you know, you gotta respect Abdullah. Like Abdullah gonna be on that level eventually, real soon. He gonna be up there real soon. But
I just hope they don't push him too fast.
Yeah, hope so. But Abdullah, nice man, and I like his comp. He fighting LeBron tomorrow, Louis LeBron.
Okay,
so I think that's a good fight for him.
I'm gonna save Shakur for last. Let's start from the beginning. Abdullah Mason
and Louis LeBron. I think that's a good.
I love watching this kid box.
Yeah, that's a good test for Abdullah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I've said it when I was on Slip and Count. I said it on here. I love when a fighter does something better than me. Mm-hmm. And some of my early issues in my career was I would move too much. And I told it a couple times on here. And then I started to settle more and just, especially if my legs wasn't feeling that good, that pull, you know, whatever, and work it from right here. And Abdullah got that. And he's like, Shakur can punch. Like, people want to compare the two. I don't. I think they're both the type of fighters that adapt to their opponent. Mm-hmm. And if you don't give them nothing to adapt to, they're just going to railroad you. But the thing about Shakur is Shakur can't punch hard each and every time. And he's going to do like what I say I would do. I would sit there, throw 3 fans, last too hard. Then as you know, the first boom, brick, then another fast shot, then a brick. You know, things like he mixes it up to where you don't know and then you get a false sense of security, and then he's only been punching at 70%. So it shocks you more when you get hit, and then Shakur push you down. Abdullah hits you, and each one so far during his career, and to us because of the right opponents and the right moving up for everything, he's putting everything on each shot. Each shot. Every shot.
Yeah.
Each one is a kill shot. Each one is to break you down. And I love seeing that out of him. And I like the poise. That's the one thing I do like about him. Because at such a young age, like I always, like I said before, I love when somebody do something better than me, especially if I think, well, when I was at that age, I was good, but he did that way better than me. And which was, I will come out and do everything I learned, everything, doing walk down, move, circle, I'm doing every damn thing. Thinking I had to, but I didn't have to. And then I had to develop the poise. He already has that, it seems. So, and what I mean by that, so people don't get it wrong, is he has the poise where it's not, we haven't seen him keep his poise under fire. Like, he ain't been in there with somebody, push me at. But when he has a guy and he's trying to he ain't going to just try to bulldoze him and rush it. He going to set this up. If it come, it come. And he might even know, and he said, it's going to come. But it ain't going to come yet. It's going to come in 4-4. It's going to come in the 6. It's going to come in the 3rd. But I'm just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. I got you. It's that poise. Love it. Love every bit of it. And can't wait to see him keep on progressing, because it's going to come a point where certain people cannot run away from him. So
that 35 about to be right back stacked. About to be right back. It already is right back stacked. You got Abdullah, you got Keyshawn, Shakur still down there. You got like everybody, bruh. That's all I can say.
All of them gonna fight each other though, because they all train together.
Yeah,
a lot of them train together.
I'm trained together.
So it ain't just now. It's been since they were little. They all train together. So it's like, and I know that feeling. It's a weird feeling, because you come from an era where our dads all fought each other. It was to make the money. I remember back hearing stories about how it used to be DC versus Merlin cards here. Right. And then it turned into as me and Swift and Mike Reed and me, all of us were coming up, we're sparring each other. And it's like, why would we fight each other? We already fought each other in the amateurs. We all coming up, and we all in a hotbed. Like when Mike Reed was on this run, all them was, and then you got me being requested for different, Russell camps or whatever to be a spawn partner. It's, let's just help each other get better.
Yeah, I was about to say, for me, it's always like, when you got the best of the best in the area type thing, don't fight each other for nothing here. If you're gonna fight each other, fight for a championship. Out there.
$500,000.
Yeah, $1 million, couple million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fight for a championship. Fight for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste it on a local fight. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Maurice Blocker and Simon Brown.
That's what I'm saying. And they did it for a belt. Okay, look. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We cool, we friends. Now let's eat together.
Went to dinner. I don't know if you seen the episode when Slippy kind of where Simon came right there, and I said, Mr. Simon, you remember my dad and everything? I said, I gotta ask you a question, Mr. Matakia. He was like, sure. Is it true? Y'all came up together, y'all trained together, y'all was on the same cars together. And then y'all beat the hell out of each other and went to the hospital together. Your wives were with y'all. And then y'all still went on y'all double date the next day. He said, yeah. Straight up, yeah.
Like that's not
like nothing. Yeah. That's my best friend. I still talk to him every day. I'm like, go look at that fight, y'all. Go look at Maurice Blocker versus Simon Brown. These are best friends before they, not like Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti after they fought each other. These were best friends coming up in the area together. And then fought each other, and they're still best friends.
And they
talk to each other every day.
That's it.
Still go on double dates.
It's the love, man. It's the love for the sport and the competition. All right, I compete. We got paid together. Now we still cool. You know, you gotta love that. That's sportsmanship at its finest. You know, but
And it
like
helped because it was
nowadays,
Don King doing it.
at its finest.
Yeah, you caught that right.
But yeah, then you got Kelvin Davis. Kelvin Davis fighting on the card versus Kevin Johnson. I think Kelvin should win that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should win that one.
Kelvin nasty, yo.
Yeah, he's
Kelvin
getting
nasty,
better.
like
He
for
getting
real.
better. Like
He getting better.
I've been saying like he's getting there.
He's got to control his range and don't smother himself. That's all he got to continue to do. He's done it better and better each fight. That's all he got to continue because he got the mean streak to want to go at you and get you out of there. It's just when you do it, sometimes you'll smother. And as he starts to add more tricks to it, and then notice like instead of doubling and stepping into the jab, when the dude goes to the ropes, just rock with it, and then come in so that way you're not smothering by stepping in so close.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna get even. His finishes are gonna get even worse. It's like for real.
You got Keyshawn Davis versus Miguel Medueno. Medueno just lost. He lost a couple fights ago to Claggett, dude that just beat.
Yeah, T.O.
just beat. So
T.O. had a lot of problems going in that fight, bro.
yeah. T.O. going.
Man, T.O. is so real quick. T.O. is so damn special, but at the same damn time, T.O. is one of them fighters, and I had to learn about this growing up. T.O. is one of those fighters that fights to the exact level of his competition.
Yeah. T.O. make it tough every fight. It's always like T.O. Why Sandor Martin giving you trouble? Like you supposed to be T.O. Like why Sandor Martin giving you?
But that fight, no, it wasn't that fight. The reason why was because Sandor Martin, he's not a lead, he's a counter. Mm-hmm. So, and guess what? T.O. is an explosive counter. Mm-hmm. So his whole thing was, I'm just going to keep T.O. off balance because if his feet aren't set, he's not good. And then he wants to be so explosive, he forgets to go back to the base, just step his foot over and cut you off and do certain things that he should do at this level. And T.O.'s a special talent with his explosiveness, but his fundamentals are going to show when his skill sets erode a little bit. And that's when he's going to start to lose big if he doesn't harness it now. Because when you don't, I never forget what I heard this old trainer say. I never forget this. Never forget this shit. He said it was a group of old fighters, like older fighters, and the old timers that were the trainers. I think it was at Show Place. Yeah, he was at Show Place. He said, "You fight like Roy." I said, "Man, don't say that. You don't have Roy come and look for me to beat my ass. Don't say that." He said, "No, man, I grew up in the amateurs with Roy. You fight like Roy, but more fundamentally sound. And that's perfect for you." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because when you lose a little speed, if you keep going the way you're going, if you lose a little bit of speed or whatever, your fundamentals are going to get you through." Because when guys lose their skill sets, that's when you find out if they were taught how to fight the right way. I.e. Winky Wright, i.e. Bernard Hopkins, i.e. George Foreman. Remember early on in George's career, he was, this brute just does this. But if you really watch young George, you would see how he would try to move you. Then you really started to appreciate him when he got older. You're like, he controlling this dude. He moving the way he want to move him. And you got to say, God.
I want to throw this punch. Hey, get right
exactly.
Here. Boom.
and for T.O. to make it to the Olympics, he made the USA Olympic team, and they just took the spot from him. Quiet as it's kept. Keep it all the way funky with you. Then he had to go to, I think he's El Salvadorian. I forget. But Honduras. Honduras. Then he went to the Honduras team. And you don't get there if you can't box. And you have to go back to that sometimes instead of feeding the fans and letting the fans control you. And he will sit there and look beautiful. If this is a big fight, he will he will show up. But when it's like a guy who's coming up or something like that, he will somehow, why is your eyes damn near closed? You should not. This boy, the top. I'm like, bro, you keep doing that. And I'm telling you, in another 4 years, that's going to be permanent.
Yeah.
It's going to be slightly permanent, hanging over your eyes, just slightly. And I'm like, you should not have that right now. And that's unfortunate. And one of the biggest problems with T.O., they let go of Joey Gamache. Joey Gamache helped that boy so much in a lot of his fights. And for some reason, I think it was his dad, kicked him the fuck out of that.
Wanted to be the full, wanted too much control.
Former world champ Joey Gamache. See, people forget Joey Gamache, because he got knocked out by Gotti in that highlight tape. Forgetting that Gotti was freaking huge coming into the fight. So they hold that against him, and they forget that this is a world champ who was really good, really good fighter. Took it from, and now you got these guys that are really trying to call T.O. out. And you go, where does that go to? Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn will say he'll knock out T.O., he'll knock out Tank, he'll knock out this guy. Man, he can't F with me. And honestly, people are getting pissed with him and booing him or whatever, but all he's doing is trying to talk himself into a big fight.
Get into a fight. He tried to talk himself to a fight.
That's all he's trying to do.
And I love fighters to do that. I want more fighters to do that. Like, I don't care if you win or lose. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Salute you for wanting to fight somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Most of these dudes, they starting to get too scared to call people out because people chastising them for calling somebody out. Like, oh man, why you want to fight him? Why you nah, call out everybody. I don't care. Fight everybody. I want to see the fights, man. You can't be ducking folks, man. Like, nah, salute Keyshawn for calling out everybody. Look, he calling out T.O. at 140. He ain't even at 140, but I come up to 140 for that fight.
And here's the thing, though. He's not only doing it, but he's doing it as an A-side guy. Usually he's the B-side guy who got to just take whatever fight and be all right with it and try to do his best and stay in the mix. Keyshawn trying to do that now, and it's, to me, with Keyshawn, he's going to be a world champ. There's no doubt, really, to me about it at all. But I just hope he don't get shut out. Because I could kind of see it happening a little bit. Like, as his career's been going so far, I could kind of see him getting shut out. But I have hope because it's like, well, Shakur made it there, so he should be able to make it there. He should be comfortable as well.
It's gonna be him getting a shot at one of them joints at that weight because Shakur got one. Shakur gonna try to get another one eventually, but it's just gonna be up to him getting one at that joint because him and Shakur ain't gonna fight, so it is. What it is.
And you know what Shakur gonna do? He gonna relinquish it and leave it, and guess who's gonna be the number 1 contender or the number 3 contender for both or whatever belts? It's gonna be Keyshawn, where it's gonna be him to be the mandatory. And then he moves out the way like, I set you up good, little bro.
I move on up. I go up. You can have this division. Yeah, I hope that.
I set you up.
Yeah, I hope it worked like that. But speaking of Keyshawn, and we was just talking about T.O., I want to go back to that card because we ain't get a chance to really go in. I wanted to salute my main man Bo Mack for the work that he doing with my man Troy Isley. Troy
man,
good boy. Troy looked good in that fight, man, and I'm like, oh my God. I wanted to salute Troy for that fight and for the work Bo Mack doing with him, man. It's paying off. You could tell he in there with Bud and them. They giving him pointers and dangerous. He looked dangerous.
I told Troy at the studio, and he remembers this. I said, Troy is a workman. He's a guy that if you look at his early box rate when he wasn't getting the knockouts, look at the performance though, and look at the guy he's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's certain guys that as they come up, you may not expect for them to knock out guys early, but next thing you know, they get to 15-0 and they get to 10 rounders, 12 rounders, and they stopping guys in the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, because they're workmen.
It's the build up, it's the added, damage.
Trying to get off the stool. Yeah. I'm trying to get off this stool. I can get off the stool. And I told her, Troy was like, yeah. I said, bro, the way you work, and as you keep developing, you're going to start making dudes quit, bro. Mm-hmm. There's a chance, or you're going to start stopping these guys late. You're going to be one of them dudes that stop dudes late. Yeah. And he was like, I got you. And you are seeing the perfect additives put to him these past couple fights. Mm-hmm. The perfect additives. Perfect. They didn't change nothing. They just added more to it.
Added to it. That's what I'm saying. You can tell they just gave them little extra sauce. Put a little extra sauce on that joint, man.
Because that boy is nasty.
It's nasty. It was I said, good gracious, Troy showing out, Joe. I was like, yeah, you can see that it was the counters. I said, man, nah. He dangerous. He gonna be dangerous at that division now, Joe. Man, best stay away. You best to stay away, man. But back to the Shakur card, man. Then next fight we got Oshaki. I'm gonna skip Shakur. We're gonna do Shakur last. So Oshaki versus Roberson Conceição.
He better not sit there and do that bull job he did his last fight. Shocky better not. When Shocky gave us a heart attack, and next thing you know, bad boy, that was a beautiful fight. But at the same time, Shocky's had some fights where a little bit get taken out. So it's Conceição, but certain fights where it take a little piece out of you that you don't get back. Mm-hmm. And that last fight, man,
Nova.
Oh my God, the way Nova he had to pull it. He had
pissed
to
me
pull
off.
that.
Speaking of that, I wanted to talk about that too. Going back to that last card, they robbed Nova, and I was mad about that shit. I said, man, Nova won that fight, Joe. I was pissed off. But nah, with Oshaki, though, man, I was mad as shit. I said, they better not rob this man, man. Cortez ain't win that fight. I was mad, Joe. I was like, man, I was about to have me a JR Golden Boy rant. I was like, going live. I'm going live. They robbed that man. But nah, Oshaki and Conceição, man. Conceição got a lot of experience, man. But I don't know if he got the pop, the pure pop. Yeah,
he got that body attack though.
Yeah, he do. He got the skills.
Locks up. Shocky pulls and locks in this position a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Right on the ropes. And
you cannot afford with a guy like Conceição, who's been in a lot of high volume punch fights. You can't, and if he comes in, and not a lot been taken out of him, that he can do another high volume fight. You can't afford to do what you did your last fight and think you're gonna get another chance to pull it off in 11 and 12.
Yeah,
it just don't work like that all the time.
Nah, and Conceição, he's a lot of experience, and he know how to work in that ring, man. So, yeah, Oshaki better come correct this fight, especially if he want that fight with Roach for that unification.
Yeah.
And I know that's something they both been going at each other online about making that fight happen. So. Yeah, you gotta make it look worth it.
It's an easy fight to make.
It's the easiest fight to make. It's already been brewing. Promotion already started for real. But you gotta do your part. You gotta do your part this fight, Oshaki.
Yeah.
To make a promoter want to
Exactly.
get that
and
fight.
not let it go to purse bid.
Yeah. Make Bob take that fight. Bob like, okay, yeah, I gotta take it. Yeah. But then we got Shakur versus Artem Harutyunyan. I sound like she. I sound like she right now. Harutyunyan.
Moving on.
Yeah, Artem Harutyunyan. Yeah,
I can see Shakur knocking him out. Well, Shakur, like, I'm knocking him out. I've defended Shakur tooth and nail.
Uh-huh.
How many times have I defended him on this show when I've been like, man, before that performance, he stopped this guy, stopped that guy, stopped,
Uh-huh.
And he said, man, he gonna be running. How the hell you gonna say that after what you did?
Your last fight. Yeah,
You
say you better not
that.
run, Harutyunyan. You better not run or whatever. But that's what everybody say you do. So But my thing is, Shakur has to knock this boy out.
Yep.
He has to. He has to. This is like, you have to. You can't go. I don't think you can even go if you have a 12 round, you win 12-0. I don't think that'll be enough. That's not enough because the stigma is out. Shakur's a born fighter. He not gonna knock nobody out. He gonna dance. He gonna run. He gonna just jab box and you know what I'm saying. Like the casuals, the base that they're trying to appease, they're not gonna understand the skill that you're watching. You have to go out there and show them, yeah, I can knock somebody out. If you want a tank fight. You know what I mean? If you want one of these big fights and you want one of these dudes to not be able to say, man, Shakur boring. All I'm saying it. They all saying, nah, I ain't fighting Shakur. Shakur boring.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go out there tomorrow or whenever, people watching and knock this dude. You got to have a knockout this fight, bro. It's like, I can't see it no other way. You have to destroy this man, bro. No backward steps, no nothing. Like it's sad to be in that position, but this the position you in when you want to get that stigma off your back. You want to get that stench up off you. You gotta go out there and do what you gotta do, And it's sad because look, Boots done knocked everybody out. He had the one current dude who ran, and then they thought, man, my Boots look bad. That fight, boy. That boy was on a swing. Slim was on a swing that fight, but they saying Boots look bad. So, it ain't no excuses. You know how to cut the ring off. You gonna have to knock that man out, champ.
This my thing. He called it a finesse his last fight. I'm gonna show y'all how to get a W.
Yeah.
Bro, you the A side.
Yeah.
Bro, you the A side. He has to take it from you.
Yeah.
Either way, if it turns into what it turned into, which was an amateur points professional fight, you still beat him. But the problem there was, look at what I mentioned earlier. Sweet G, Tyrell Biggs, Andre Ward with his shoulder for multiple fights. Jesus Christ. Jarrett with his eye. I mean, just so many fights where guys showed up, and somebody is with the skill sets of Shakur. I expected him to have a Tyrell Biggs like chop, turn and just making it work. Like, I mean, I'm gonna work this hand. Like, this hand is hurt, and I know because I had hand issues. I was with the Russells. They had hand issues at the time, and Like, oh, all right, cool. My hand hurt. Boom, 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 pulling. And he didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that. It was like, I'm the A side. I already know they're gonna give me the decision type of way people looked at it. And the thing is that it's sad because people forgot about what he's done to guys previously to those fights. That's why I always tell fighters, they don't love you like that because your all people remember is your last fight. All people remember is your last performance. You're only as good as your last fight. So all people gonna have in their mind, oh, they ain't gonna forget about the other three guys. Two guys stopped with a body shot. Stop herring on the ropes. Hurt this dude. Hurt that dude. They gonna blow past all that. And then this one fight. So now this crazy part is he still will get the knockout. I believe so. And I remember watching Showbiz. Shout out to Showbiz. I was watching him and he said, Shakur can swat. But the thing about Shakur is that he really still might get the knockout because we saw Artem winning against Frank Martin and he just took a backward step and took a knee. He threw the fight away. Because that one point was crucial going into that final scorecard. Yeah. We find that out later when they're announcing it. He gave it away. So when Showbiz said that, it clicked in my head. I was like, oh. So if he walks this guy down, he may find a way out. You know, and
we've seen him quit before.
Exactly, because he had the fight won. Just he was in it with a guy who wouldn't wilt. But he's winning, but the guy won't wilt. So it's like, okay, you took the knee when you were hurt, but you could have just circled the ring. Like, I'm just going to circle him, grab him. I'm not badly hurt to where I got to take this knee where my balance is off, and I need to take this knee and take the 8. Yeah. So now it turns into, well, if he does get the knockout, well, guess what? You fought Artem. Yeah. It's a lose-lose, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say it has to be a knockout, but because especially with it being that built-in excuse from the last fight. I had the injury. You know, you can see it was swollen or whatever. You know, so okay, we'll give you a pass on that. But you can't come out here and have another dud. Basically what I'm saying. You can't come out here and have another dud.
Yeah, man.
Like or you're going to wind up being that guy that nobody wants to fight who's just Rigondeaux.
Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something else I heard. I was watching Mr. Ness, the Boxing Voice, and there was a clip where the caller called in and said, I think these young fighters are getting it twisted. He kind of brought up the pretty boy and the money made dynamic thing. He said these young fighters are young enough to where all they remember is Money May.
Money Mayweather. Yeah.
Being the pay-per-view guy. You come to see him get hit. Is he going to get hit? He makes the guy look bad, and because he's fighting defensive, he wins.
They don't know what made Money Mayweather.
Yeah. Now knowing how fried his shoulders and his hands were by the time he got to Money May, his shoulders
had to be Money Mayweather.
Yes, he had to be. And he still was, like, for his hands to be as broken up as they were, nobody was rushing him to, like, try to knock him out. Man, he can't punch. No, he was still a sharp, crisp puncher to make you respect him. Like, oh,
they knew that check hook, he made the check hook famous for an era. Like, you know what I mean? Well, Ricky Hatton, wasn't that Ricky?
Yeah.
Hey,
and
Ricky, that John. Whoop.
And I mean, his hands were so brittle, they made an orthopedic Grant glove. Like, there was a Grant glove, for fights, and there was an orthopedic grant glove. Who started that?
For Floyd.
There you go. There you go.
Floyd glove.
And the guy basically said they're under that impression, so they can go in there and they think they could fight that way and still be a pay-per-view star, and think that people are supposed to just because they're winning, that you're supposed to just pay for them and things like that. And it's like I partially agree with that a little bit. He Floyd kind of spoiled the next generation coming up to make them think they didn't know what went into it. But at the same time, like with somebody like Shakur, this boy was just a straight up and down skinny kid coming out of the Olympics. And they worked on his body. They worked on him. And he started sitting down on stuff. And he started putting these guys down. You can't, the guy's right, but you can't also forget what he's done. Because he knew what was being said about him. Then he started standing there and making guys look really, really bad right there in the pocket. Then he started dropping you. Then he started stopping you. And people negate that. But once again, guys like Shakur, like Sweet Pea was still must-see TV. Shakur, I want to see, can Shakur be that? I believe that him and guys like Keyshawn and all them can still be that. And they deserve to be because they put the work in for years.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are fights where there are guys that are like really winning and knocking guys out. And then I've heard trainers say, man, yeah, we undefeated, but I need you to, personal conversations. I've heard a trainer say to a fighter, yeah, we undefeated. You look good. We moving good. But, man, you got to start. I need you to start. Getting these guys up out of there, man.
I need you to get them out, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, because it speeds up the process.
Well, and that's what sells. That's what sells. People come for knockouts. People come to see a knockout. Like, sad as it is to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I say, and in NASCAR, people want to see a car wreck. And boxing, people want to see a knockout. Like, it is what it is. So people want to see that. Like I say, the casuals. I'm happy to watch 12 rounds of a chess match. Just, you know what I mean? Jabs and nobody doing, I don't care. Like, if it's good boxing, I'm happy to watch it. But as a casual, they want to see a knockout, and that's going to be the majority of a big pay-per-view. It's going to be mostly casuals. You know what I mean? So that's who you're going to have to appease.
I'm going to tell you something real quick that a promoter told me. I think I said it on here. I know I said it on Flip the Counter. But I never forget, and I will not say the promoter's name, but the promoter said, Junior, we don't worry about people like you and your father. I mean, he was raw with it. He was so raw. I remember I was trying to get my friends. I was trying to get my friends to get him, sign him, right? Sign everybody that I knew. I was trying to get them signed. So I'm talking to this guy. And it was one fight I bought. He said, man, I ain't signing him. I want to pay for lawyers to look at contracts, not bail hearings. That's how raw this dude was. And I never forget, we was talking about something he said. He said, I like you. I wish you were healthy because you could box and you can fight. And I said, why? He said, because you would have, if you had to be in a war, you would have, but you also don't mind making somebody look bad and also stopping them, whatever he said. So then he said, I said, nah, man. And he really woke me up. It was a slap in the face almost. Like, he go, man, Junior, we don't worry. I said, man, it's supposed to be about the hardcore. It's like, man, we watch this. We got a little sport. He said, Junior, man, look, let me tell you something, man. We don't care about people like you and your dad. We know y'all gonna watch a fight. You don't care who's fighting. You and your dad. He said, let me teach you something. Guys like you gonna watch a fight. You don't know. You could not know the undercard. You just gonna watch and see what you can learn.
Yep.
You just gonna watch and see what you can get from it. And that's what's beautiful about you, kid. But what we need is, and he did this. He's talking to me and he goes, we need those type of motherfuckers right there.
Uh-huh.
See them? See them right there?
Uh-huh.
And he was a raw dude, and he was like, them type of motherfuckers right there.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. The more casual, we need them people that's coming to see a fight on a Saturday night that get all dressed up and pay for the biggest seats just so they can get a picture of themselves taken on the first fucking row.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we need.
Yeah.
Those the people that we get, because we already know the hardcore is going to take up half. If we could get the other half to be the casuals, we got a fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah. Look at other sports. Look at other sports like the Super Bowl.
Man, Uncle C's, I was like this.
Yeah.
Like, my innocence was just shattered in that moment. Like, I was like...
Yeah. As the business don't care about the hardcores because we already got you. We already got you. We got you where we want you. You wrapped around my finger. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get them other folks wrapped around my finger too. You know, like I said, like I was just saying, look at the Super Bowl. When you go all regular season is built for the Super Bowl. They build that for the casuals. We know
the commercials.
All y'all folks that that watched all year. Yeah, y'all gonna watch. Okay, whatever. Now we're gonna get these storylines to get the women and wanting to see it. You know, Taylor Swift. You know, we gonna broadcast Taylor. We gonna get all these other storylines. We're gonna show the background of the Kelsey brothers and their mother gonna be famous. And, you know, they're gonna build all these storylines to get groups of casuals.
Wow, it's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, because you know what's crazy? Remember when shit started to go viral of the wives that were watching the game and saying, wow, she made him so famous. It is such a great story. And the dudes will go off and be like, I seen one thing, I thought it was a skit, but no, it was real. Like the dude was pissed. He's like, he's a 7-time All-Pro.
Yeah.
His brothers on their both Hall of Famers. Like he started cursing at him. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God.
She wasn't shooting with me in the gym. Like, she wasn't out there.
I was like, yo, she don't know. She don't know. And I'm looking at the screen going, she don't know, bro. She don't know. And he's like, man, what the fuck? He's going off. And I'm like, now that you said that, once again, shattered glass. Like, wow. Yep, good point. And I told another fighter, and the fighter, go look at the tape. It was Top Dog. Top Dog was in there with Baby Top. And I tell a separate story of the same promoter. Mm-hmm. And watch Top Dog face. Top Dog do this. I know what promoter you're talking about. I'm not going to say the name, but I know what promoter you're talking about. We're going to talk about it after the show. And then after the show, we get out the studio. That man looked at me and just as casual as can be. I said, hey, Top, you told me you was going to tell me what promoter it was. And just like nothing happened. Yeah, baby Top, get your belts. Yeah, my bad. Such and such. And I was like... Like just as smooth as can be, just as smooth, like nothing happening. Like you say, grab that. Now, it's such and such. Yeah. I was like, he said, yeah, bro, I know about him.
Yeah, you can tell by the way he said it, the way he talked.
Man, what?
But yeah, man, but that's it, bro. That is it for this episode. Make sure y'all tune in Sunday, 8:30. The Golden Voice Show. The Golden Hour, whatever you want to call it, you know.
I'm a shine, yo. I'm coming like Pocket 9-4. I mean that, yo. I mean that. Y'all tune in. I'm coming heavy. I mean that. Clip this and post this. I'm going there. I'm going. This first episode ain't gonna be no guest. I'm gonna go back to my roots and just go hard, like from the jump. Till y'all say, Junior, we gonna wrap it up. I'm going in.
Yeah. Hey, you go when you say long as you want, my boy. But yo, that's it, man. It's your boy Caesar Fantastic.
JR the Golden Boy.
And it's the Second Wind Sports Media. Peace.
This episode has been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.